Welcome to the Stock Market Fundamentals and Technical series. Today we are going to take a look at CONCOR, the Container Corporation of India. Container Corporation of India was incorporated in the 1988 and it started commencing its business in 1989. It started with 7 inland container depots from the Indian Railways. And from this humble beginnings, it is now the undisputed market leader, having the largest network of 79 inland container depots and container freight stations in India, offering scheduled and on-demand rapid rail and road services between the far-off lands within India and ports and between major metros. In addition to providing inland transport by rail for containers, it has also expanded to cover management of port air cargo complexes and establishing cold chain. It has and will continue to play the role of promoting containerization of India by virtue of its modern rail wagon fleet, customer-friendly commercial practices, and extensively used information technology. Concor's core business is characterized by 3 distinct activities: that of a carrier, a terminal operator, and a warehouse operator. Now, Container Corporation of India, the story is not as interesting as Kolpal or Bata or the other companies that we've covered in the previous episodes of this series. Having said that, it's not the stellar history of a company that makes a company interesting to invest. It is its fundamentals and its technicals. So let's quickly take a look at the technicals of Container Corporation of India. Let me pull up Screener. There we go. Okay, so Container Corporation of India. The Container Corporation of India is engaged in is engaged in an undisputed market leader, having the largest network of 84, etc. We've already talked about what the company does. The pros of the company is almost debt free, and that's what Screener says. The company has been maintaining a healthy dividend payout of 52.35%. There are a few downsides. Stock trading 4.16 times its book value. Now, we take a look at the technicals and we define what is a good price to buy, so we'll not go there. We'll take care of the technicals in the part 2 of this episode 9. The company has delivered a poor sales growth of 0.47% over the last 5 years, and we'll take a look at that. The company has a low return of equity of 8.83. That is probably because of the low sales. If you look at the peer comparison, Container Corporation is at the top of the list. There are others who are not nowhere close to the market cap of Container Corporation of India. So it is an oligopoly, if not a monopoly. The quarterly results, let's look at the sales. Okay, let's look at the sales in the profit and loss statement, which will show us annual returns, and we're looking at long-term fundamentals, so we'll not look at the quarterly results at this point in time. So the sales have been consistently increasing. Yes, I admit the last 5 years have not been stellar, but if you look at the sales over the last 15 years, they have been decent and they have been growing. The profit and loss statement shows the profit, which has been growing consistently. Now, since 2020, the profits have been reducing a little bit, but I'm going to attribute that to the 2020 COVID crisis. Let's look at the balance sheet. And in the balance sheet, the two numbers that we usually compare are the assets and the liabilities. Now, if the assets have been growing at a faster pace than the liabilities, then I consider that to be a good sign. And if you look at the assets here, the assets have been growing at a very, very good pace, even during the 2020 and the 2021 years, which have not been very, very good for most of the companies. The liabilities have also grown, but they've not grown at the pace at which the assets have grown. So I consider that to be a very, very good sign. The cash flows have been decent, if you look at it, a little bit up and down during 2019, but decent nevertheless. If you look at the debtor days, they are very, very low at this point. So 2 days, 9 days, 5 days, this is not a large number of debtor days. Usually debtor days are 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, 90 days even for companies that take time to return their debts to their debtors. So 9 days is a very good number. But then we already saw that the company is almost debt free. So, so that's a good sign. If you look at the shareholding pattern, it has been at 54.8% since 2018, which means the promoters have good faith in the company and they're not selling off their shares to anybody. The FIIs and the DIIs have been consistent, I would say, a little bit up and down. It was at 26, it went down to 23, is growing again, and has gone up to 24.94 now. The DIIs have consistently grown over a period of time. So from 13, it has come over to 16. And the public's share in the entire pot has reduced over a period of time. So it was at 4.7, and then it came down, and then it went up a little bit, and is now coming down again, which means that the FIIs and the DIIs are buying off the shares from the retail investors. Uh, let's quickly take a look at the corporate actions. They have been, like Screener says, giving out the dividends on a regular basis year on year over a period of time. There have been bonuses and splits also within the company. So the company declared bonus in 2008, and then they declared a bonus in 2013, which was a 1:2. And then they declared a split here in 2018, which was a 1:1, right? And the face value reduced to 5 rupees. And then a bonus of 1:4, which was, very good. So the company has been consistently giving out bonuses and splits. And let's take a look at so current face value, I believe, is rupees 5. So there is still potential for bonuses and splits in the future. All in all, I consider this to be an excellent company to invest in. Uh, that's the part one of episode 9, Container Corporation of India. Watch this space for a part 2 in which we are going to cover the technicals. That's all I have for you today, folks. I'm always looking for feedback, so do let me know if you have any thoughts or ideas about this video, or if you would like me to cover um, a particular stock, the fundamentals and technicals. Other than that, I wish us all the best, and I hope we make a ton of money off the stock markets. Have fun.